William, hopefully your favorite videographer. We are here at the Dallas Area Rapid Transit Board meeting, the agency known as DART to Dallas, Texas residents. As a service to the Dallas community, we plan to cover DART board meetings from gavel to gavel. Public comments are required to keep DART board aware of issues close to the ridership that they may not get through other resources.
Good afternoon. Welcome. We have a good audience this evening. It is now 6:30 p.m. today, Tuesday, August 12th, 2014, and we will begin our Dallas Area Rapid Transit Board of Directors meeting. The first item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from July 8th. I need a motion.
Motion.
And a second.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, with there being no corrections, the meetings are accepted. The next item on the agenda is the PAG Most Valuable Driver. Mr. Douglas? There he is.
Good evening. I'm here tonight to present the most valuable driver, and her name is Mariamo Carter. The criteria for being selected most valuable driver is no accidents, no complaints, no unexcused absences, no coachable drive cam events. Ms. Carter began her career at DART Paratransit as a DART Paratransit driver in January 2002 and has been a loyal employee since that time. She is respected by her colleagues, management, and most importantly, her customers. During her years of service, Ms. Carter has made many friends in the industry, and it is not unusual to receive commendations for the quality of her work. She accepts every assignment and is never late, and always has a smile on her face. She is a native of Dallas, Texas, attended A. Maceo Smith High School, Brookhaven Community College, and is active in her church. She is married with 2 children and 3 grandkids and enjoys fishing in her spare time. It is our pleasure to present Ms. Mariamo Carter with the summer's Most Valuable Driver Award. She will be receiving a check tonight for $150. MV Transportation has already matched that with $150, plus she will be receiving a plaque.
Thank you very much. Okay, we're going to vary from the agenda just a little bit. We have 22 speakers tonight, so it's going to take a minute. So we're going to go ahead and get our business taken care of first. And if some of the speakers would like to combine their speeches and allow one person to speak on one subject, we're okay with that tonight. Okay, the next item on the agenda is item number 4, which is the approval of contract funding, increase for cellular services and equipment. Item number 4 and item number 5, approval of a contract award for a self-insured dental plan administration for DART employees and their eligible dependents. And item number 6, which Mr. Wageman will recuse himself. So Mr. Slagle, if you would take items 4 and 5.
Yes, Madam Chair. These items were both approved. The items were both approved unanimously by the Committee of the Whole, and I would make a motion to to approve them.
That was a motion to approve item number 4 and item number 5, which is the approval of contract funding increase for cellular services and equipment, and approval of a contract award for a self-insured dental plan administration for DART employees and their eligible dependents. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposes? Okay, item number 6, Mr. Slagle and Mr. Wageman will recuse themselves from this item.
Item number 6 is the item self-insured medical plan for employees, retirees, and eligible dependents. That item passed our committee of the whole with the exception of one vote in opposition. I move that this item move forward and be approved.
Second.
Okay, we must defer that item. We're lacking a quorum with Mr. Wageman being out. Okay, so we would defer item number 6. Okay, if Mr. Wageman could come back. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so item number 7.
Item number 7 is approved third-party administrator for self-insured pharmacy benefits for employees. And that item was passed unanimously by the committee of the whole, and I move for approval.
Second.
All in favor for item number 7?
Aye.
Anyone opposes? Okay, the item passes unanimously. Item number 8, we will need to also postpone.
We do need to postpone it? Why is that?
Well, we're lacking a quorum when you're out.
Well, we're going to break it into 2 votes, so we'll only postpone one part of it.
You want to do that?
That's what we did at the committee of the whole. Well, do we have a quorum currently?
That means we would have to redo the resolution altogether.
Okay, we'll defer it, thank you.
Mr. McKay, do we have time, if we defer this entire item, will we have time to, if we approve it on the next board meeting? Number 8, the environmental response, contracts for environmental.
You can defer
We
that.
can do it? Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
we will defer the item until the next
Okay, thank you,
board
Madam
meeting.
Chair.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wageman. Okay, the next items on the agenda, items 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, which I will pass on to Mr. Chrisman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yeah, item number 9, contracts for asbestos abatement and demolition services. Item number 10 was approval of an interlocal agreement between DART and the City of Dallas for design support during construction of extension of 1 and 2, and procurement of the rail for extension of 1 of the Dallas Union Station to Oak Cliff Streetcar. Item number 11, authorization to convey a permanent utility sidewalk and landscape easement to the City of Rowlett located on properties known as parcels R1-104 and R1-105 in Rowlett, Texas. Item number 12, declaration and sale of surplus property located at 1008 Hutchins Avenue, Dallas, Texas to Skyview Development LLC. And number 13, approval to award construction services for construction management general contractor CMGC for the South Oak Cliff Blue Line Light Rail Extension, South Oak Cliff 3. And those did go through our committee of the whole and to committees, and I'd move approval on those, Madam Chair.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for items number 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposes? Okay, the items move unanimously. They are approved. Okay, item number 14 comes from the Budget and Finance Committee. Mr. Wageman.
Yes, ma'am. This is item number 14. It's the approval of our 2015 annual budget and 20-year financial plan to be distributed to the cities within the DART service area for their review and comment. This was approved by the Budget and Finance Committee earlier today, as well as the Committee on the Whole, unanimously at both points. So I make a motion for approval.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposes? Okay, the item passes unanimously. Okay, that takes care of our business for this evening. We will now entertain our public comments. And before we begin our public comments, we have some guidelines we must abide by. General public comments will be allowed at the beginning of each dartboard meeting for a total of 30 minutes, and again at the end of the meeting when the 30-minute period does not accommodate all persons who have signed up to speak. Individuals who have addressed the board in the past 30 days will be recognized to speak during the public comment period at the end of the meeting. During the public comment period, board members may not interact with the speakers or other board members by asking questions or offering their own comments. Members of the public are reminded that their behavior during dartboard meetings is governed by the Dartboard Code of Conduct for citizens, news media, and visitors. Personal attacks, impertinent or slanderous remarks, and boisterous conduct will not be allowed. Each speaker will have 3 minutes to address the board. The green light on the podium will indicate when you can begin speaking. The yellow light indicates that you have 1 minute remaining, and the red light indicates that your time has expired. As I stated earlier, we had 22, now we have 24 speakers. So if there's some speakers who would like to combine their subjects, please do so. It is now time for our first speaker, who is Peggy Jackson. And if you would, please, when you come to the podium, state your name and your address for the records. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Peggy Jackson. My address is 9350 Skillman Street, Dallas. And I would like to talk to this board about an incident that happened on May the 4th. It involves a train driver who was assaulted by a police officer. As of this date, even though we've turned it into internal affairs, we have not received anything. It's like it never was addressed, just went away. This person has religiously tried to have other entities intervene. We were told this department had no jurisdiction. This person cannot do anything. So I pulled the open records request on this officer and was amazed to find out how many times he had been reprimanded. This is a serious problem for him to abort a train, put the passengers at safety, the operator at risk, and still nothing is done about it. That's the first issue. The second issue is now you have managers out here giving out terroristic threats to employees. You have supervisors that pick and choose who they want to write up and who they don't want to write up. If I like you, I won't write you up. I'll just give you a warning today. If I don't like you, I'm going to write you up. Here's the problem with that. Everybody deserves to be treated the same in this company and as fairly as they need to be treated. And the problem comes in when you have these managers that sit here and say, this operator's lying without no proof, no concrete evidence of anything. And that is a serious problem, and it's a violation of everything that this company stands for. What I'm saying to you tonight is, don't just hold the operators accountable for the actions that go on here at DART, because DART is in the media all the time that doesn't even reflect the operators. It reflects actions from other entities. And we're not saying that that's right, but what we're saying is stop looking at the operators and look at some of this management team that you put together should not be managers, should not be able to say that I'm a liar just because I'm an operator. Martin Luther King had a quote, and it goes like this: I'm for truth no matter who tells it, and I'm for justice no matter who it's for. And DART needs to adopt that concept when it comes to these employees. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson. If you would, please, you got to control yourselves. We've got a lot we got to get through here, and I do want to get through all of it, so please try and control yourselves. Okay, the next speaker is Mr. James Jones, and after Mr. Jones is Albert Durler Jr. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm James Jones. My address is 3737 Munger Avenue, And I'd like to address that some of the stations have the one bus stop sign, like Tyler Burton, for example, and all the buses, the 405 are going in both directions, the 21 are going in both directions, the 444 are going in both directions. A lot of times sometimes the up over the head is not right. It doesn't say where they're really going. And like with the one time, the 405, they head up, the first bus to pull up, head up there, 405 Parkland. Then the second bus pulled up behind it, 405 Parkland. But then the second bus that stated that he was going to Ledbetter Station. But at the time, I was waiting for bus 21, and when the 21 showed up, it's head up there, a Redbird Transit, which I was headed to downtown at the time. But then when I had to pull off, Dart police officer told me that that bus made a left turn, which was on its way to downtown. Then later on, another bus had pulled up, and it was on its way to Redbird Transit. The bus the first bus that went to Redbird Transit, the second bus went to downtown. Redbird Transit. Those buses that pull up, sometimes those up over the head doesn't have the right sign, and you, the passenger, won't know that that's not the right bus. They need to have like the West End Transit Center, they have a stop, like bus 11, they have one for it, the PTL Cockrell Hill, then they have one for the one that's going the opposite direction, another bus stop for it. No matter what it says up over the head, those buses will pull up to their stop where they're supposed to be. They need to have the same thing at all other bus stations. And the problem is the train station. Some of the train stations, the operator pull up to that raised platform for the drop floor. Sometimes I use my motorized wheelchair, and when the drop floor comes, sometimes the bus, the doors does not meet with that raised platform, and the bus doors will be stopped over here just before it gets to that platform. And usually that chair will have a hard time getting up over there. I have to go back and get a running start to try to get up over it. Otherwise, wouldn't be making. What's needed is the operator needs to have some kind of a deal that's get right there we can even up with, so he'll know that his door is even up with that platform, raised platform. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Jones, while you're here, Mr. Newby, if you would visit with him and share your concerns with him. He's right over here, Tim Newby. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, Mr. Durla, and next up is Donald Riley.
Good evening. My name is Albert Durla, Recording Secretary, Amalgamated Transit Union Local 1338, also bus operator at Northwest Division. First, let me say that I would like to reemphasize DART wanting to increase the medical insurance by 25%, and DART never gives an equitable wage increase to balance out the weight measures of the increase every year to the hourly employee. These increases in medical insurance make it highly impossible for the hourly employee that has serious health conditions to get the proper care they are supposed to get because of the rising copays every year. And there are at least 60% of our workforce and the hourly workers that have a serious health condition. Now, since the last DART board meeting, DART wants to take other benefits from us, like vacation premium pay. Vacation premium pay, they want to take it from us. They're still going to give it to us, but they want to take it out of our banks and deduct from our days of vacation that we're allowed or the hours. And we only accumulate so many days, so we're not getting the full amount of days that we would be accumulating. Other things like the pre-trip time, they want to rush us to do a 10-minute pre-trip time, and then they also want to rely on the 5 minutes pulling out late. That also puts a burden on the operator. Now we're having to pull out late because we don't have enough pre-trip time to go and do our route. We're pulling out late on our deadheads. Deadheads take time to get to, especially in the 3 o'clock in the evening time, and everybody knows what Northwest Highway in Preston looks like going east on Northwest Highway. Can't do that. And also they want to take training pay away from us. So my question is, what is management giving up? Smart drive cameras. I would like to also reemphasize that not only is management calling the hourly employees back to nitpick stuff like 7 miles over the speed limit or simply taking a drink of water, they also have started writing up operators for these nitpicking stuff since the last DART board meeting. In addition, DART still has mystery riders out there riding buses with cameras on them. I mean, how much sense does this make? It's total harassment from DART to sit there and have a mystery rider riding our bus with a camera on it. You got 7 cameras on that buses, and then they're looking at us in the station office through the smart drive camera. That's totally uncalled for. I mean, if you need to cut the budget, get rid of the mystery riders. Workers' comp and short-term disability. Let me reemphasize this again. Sheila Fay finds every reason to deny a claim or appeal just to send the injured worker back to work without the proper care or surgery needed. Similar situation over in Cigna. You got another lady who's a manager by the name of Renee Pompey. This lady never returns phone calls, and and when the paperwork goes to her office, she tends to delay sending it to the proper place, causing the hourly worker to be without benefits, exhausting their leave options, and then DART proposing to discharge the hourly employee because Ms. Fay and Ms. Pompey delayed return phone calls and responses. These are just a few concerns I'm bringing to the DART board through the majority of the represented hourly employees. I find it hard to digest these proposals of DART. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Durla. The next speaker we have is Donald Riley, and after Donald Riley is Carla Lindsay.
Good evening. My name is Donald Riley, employee of DART for 34 years. My address is 1012 Holloway Circle, DeSoto, Texas. I would like to address the smart drive. I want to put that smart drive in the same category you would put a person talking on a cellular phone. I'm sure many of you have driven behind a person with a cell phone and the way they drive. The reason I say that is this. A bus operator operating his bus, and he comes up on a situation, and he has to wonder, did I do what was necessary at that last stop sign back there? Did I make a complete stop when I made that right turn back there? These things are on an operator's mind. Mind you, we haul the most precious cargo you can ever haul, the human being. And if I'm thinking about what did I do and not thinking about what I'm doing, then I'm putting my passengers in danger. The next thing is that the benefits and the working conditions that we have. I would ask the board to think about before they approve any adjustments. Health costs, that's outrageous. We've already heard this. These are some of the things that concerns me. The passengers on my bus, the safety of them. The smart drive is a joke. It really is. When an operator is being suspended and he's thinking about it and not doing his job, it causes a problem. And it will get bigger because more operators are being suspended and wrote up on it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Riley. We have next Carla Lindsay and then John Ellis.
Good evening. My name is Carla Lindsay, and I reside at 1217 Crockett Street in Garland, Texas. I'm here because on July the 11th, there was an incident whereas the trains got stuck in the tunnel before you get to City Center Square. I think that's it. But anyway, we were stuck there. The train was stuck there. And my concern about being stuck there is, first of all, there were a lot of passengers on that train. And there was some time that went by before anybody came to tell us what was going on. So I wanted you guys to know that it was very hot And it was very disconcerting to me that no one seemed to have any concern about those passengers that were stuck in that tunnel. We didn't have any air. There was no air conditioner, no air conditioning. There was no windows. They refused to open the windows at first, and they refused to let us off. And what was even more disconcerting to me is that it took approximately 30 to 45 minutes before somebody finally agreed to let us out of that train. And then when we finally got out of the train, there was no one, not one time did I receive an apology from DART regarding that situation. It was like there was no concern, and that's to this day. And what I'm here to say is that this is, DART is supposed to be about the public, and our safety is supposed to be DART's concern. So I understand that situations happen, and I'm certainly not blaming DART because the circumstance happened. But what I am blaming DART for is the fact that no one came to address those customers that were on that train. Not one time did anybody come and say, not one time did anybody even offer us a bottle of water. And to me, it was a very scary situation. It was one that I had never been in before, and I was very scared. And I did call customer service on Monday to complain, to let them know, not to complain, but to let them know that that situation was not right. It was not handled right.
Ms. Lindsay, I am so sorry for your troubles, but while you're here, we have Mr. Newby. If you could visit with him a little longer if you need to, but we do apologize for the inconvenience. He's right here. Yeah, he's right here. Okay, thank you. Okay, the next speaker is John Ellis, followed by Lucretia Riddick.
John Ellis, 2355 North Highway 360. I was told that there was risk management was supposed to work with me, and that didn't happen. There was a meeting that I was on light duty at DART 1401, and risk management didn't call me. Not that they should have to, but if you're working with someone, you can remind a person of that. Say, well, I'll see you at such and such. But I did not know risk management was working with me until Monday, until I missed the meeting. And then he calls me and tells me he was working with me. Now, if he was assigned to work with me, that was last month that I was in here. I haven't heard from him until Monday. So he's working with me, right? So, but I say this about workman's comp. It's really tiresome of ESAs interfering with the doctor's decision. I work with two people. One had his hand broke. They didn't set his hand until 2 days later. A broken hand, he comes to work. He was told that I can't, by the doctors, I can't treat this, and you're gonna go back to work and let them, ESAs, make the decision for you. So ESAs is now making a decision for the doctors to treat us. They're turning us down because ESAs is calling and interfering with the doctors. My first incident was 9/27/2013. My shoulder and hand and wrist is still swollen from 1 year. A lady runs into the bus. Not my fault, her fault. No, that's part of the injury. You can't claim this. And tell the doctors don't treat me. I have her recorded telling me that the doctors cannot treat my shoulder nor my arm. And this has worsened. I told you guys, when I came back to Dart in 2011, I came and worked and you know what the starting pay is? Here a worker is clearing $61,000. You think I want to be on workman's comp? With beginning pay at $61,000? You know what kind of hours I work to get that? Return the favor. Show me that you care about me. Get this fixed. That's all I'm asking you to do.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ellis. And Mr. Ellis, is Michael Muhammad here? Okay, Mr. Ellis, will you visit with Mr. Muhammad while you're here? If you prefer not to.
I'm talking to legal now.
Well, and in the future, let us know ahead of time when you're speaking with legal, okay? And if there's anyone else that has a legal issue, we can't address those tonight. Okay, the next speaker is Ms. Lucretia Riddick, followed by Kenel Donnell Connor.
Good evening. My name is Lucretia Riddick. My address is 12516 Ardea Road. I just want to address two issues. First thing is the insurance. I am a smart bus driver. We do not get paid what other bus drivers get paid. We do not get paid what you all get paid. For you all to increase insurance when there's already $80 to $100 coming out of our checks means that we're getting nothing. We make too much, according to the state, to get any benefits, such as food stamps or Medicaid or any other help. But we made not enough to take care of our families. It's not fair. It's not fair that we have to struggle to make ends meet every 2 weeks when we bust our behind, but we don't make enough money because there are taxes, there's insurance, and there's more taxes on top of what we get. So we come home with nothing after busting our behinds. The second issue is the smart drives. Why is it that the smart drive only catches what it wants to catch? When we're getting cussed out by these customers, when we're on that bus and we're saying good morning and have a nice day, why doesn't it catch that? It's not fair. We get out there every day and put our lives on the line while there are people sitting behind the desk and they don't have to do a thing. We're on the front line. It's not fair. I feel like we need better treatment. If you all want 5-star customer service, help us give you that 5-star customer service.
Thank you, Ms. Riddick. The next speaker is Kenel Connor, followed by Nakisha Bowman.
Hello, board members. My name is Keenan Connor, address 1610 Baker Street. My first issue is a smart drive camera. When the first implementation came forward, we was told it was going to benefit our good. And from what I can see, that it's a detriment for us, a stress level, morale of the employees, because like the lady before me just said, that nothing good is ever mentioned about the camera, only bad things happen. And it's always focused on the operator. And you always showed video of maybe this happened, but when we have incidents that happen on the buses, there's never no criminal activity caught on camera. And it's always, well, maybe they didn't catch it this time. Well, every time I heard about it, it never was caught. And also, I heard from a safety specialist at a mandatory safety meeting that if you want the camera to catch something, you need to reach up and push the gray button. And if somebody steps on your bus with a weapon or intention to harm, you have to tell them, hold on for a minute, let me push the button. I don't think that they're gonna wait a few seconds for you to push the button to catch them on camera. I think if the camera is catching everything, it should automatically be running 24/7, not that you have to activate it to catch an incident. So that makes us think that maybe the camera is just aimed at us. And it's not catching what's going on the bus because you already checked our background when we was employed. And I think everybody that I work with are credible individuals. But we pick up every walks of life on the bus. And we might have Charles Manson or maybe Jeffrey Dahmer on the bus. But if the camera's not watching them, maybe something bad could happen. And also, I see a lot of things happening to our elderly at certain times of the month. A lot of our pastors are fixed income riders. And we have 2 trouble stations out of my division, Key Station and Hatcher Station. And I noticed the patrol is limited at certain times of day. And the criminal element knows this. And they target our elderly the first of the month and the middle of the month. And I hate to see somebody's grandmother attacked at a train station and their belongings taken from them, and all we can do is fill out a report. And that's my concern.
Thank you very much, Mr. Connor. The next speaker is Lakeisha Bowman, followed by Deborah Kazard.
My name is Lakeisha Bowman. I reside at 9908 Chilmark Way, and that's in Dallas. My first concern would be the 25% increase in the insurance. You're looking at a mother of 4 children, 2 in college, 2 in high school. I remember being here 2 years ago when you guys went up on the insurance, and everybody did this big spiel, and we talked to Gary Thomas, and we talked about how a family's supposed to do each other, and here we go again. I work the extra board. You don't know the amount of hours that I work in order to bring home a decent paycheck. And that's to help cover tuition, my children, my mortgage, my car note. You guys you wouldn't be able to stand in my shoes. You wouldn't be able to walk in my shoes day after day, and still be able to come to work and pertain this five-star image that you guys want us to have. My second issue is the smart cams. I used to love coming to work. Now I come to work stressed, nervous, not knowing what today this smart cam caught me doing. Was I going 5 or 6 miles over the speed limit? Or did I not stop long enough for the camera? Or did I take a sip of water before I made a complete stop? That's nerve-wracking. Again, you back there, you wouldn't be able to handle the stress that we go through. That's daily. Management calling you in before your workday even began. And then now you have to go out there on the road with this on your mind and try to complete 8, 9, 10, 13, 14 hours a day. That's my concern.
We only have a few minutes left. Deborah Kazard, and then followed by Virginia Alexander.
Hi, how you doing? My name is Deborah Kozart. I reside at 800 Link, apartment 1203, Duncanville, Texas. Basically, the same thing that the other lady was talking about, the cams. I was told that it was said that the cameras are not watching us, but if you go to the back when they call you, the only thing that camera shows is what we're doing. There are men out there attacking women on the bus. They have nothing to say about that. They didn't catch it on the bus. They don't know what we're talking about. If you say, well, how did you catch me calling on my cell phone to tell my spouse or my family member what just happened, but you can't tell me what happened 3 minutes ago, right before that happened. That's ridiculous. I was told that earlier that it was said that those cameras are not watching drivers. That's a lie. Those cameras are watching drivers. They're only watching drivers. When you go to the back with the supervisor, they'll show you the camera. And when you look there, the same background is on everybody. It shows the driver, the speedometer outside, and the back of that bus is empty. And there's no way on that 405, that 466, or any of those Oak Cliff runs that those buses are empty. They're never empty. So why are those seats showing that those buses are empty? If you say that those cameras was put on there to protect the driver, then why is it that there's never any incidents that's caught on the driver? If there's a gun pulled on the bus, there's nothing showing. But it's showing that the driver has taken a drink of water or eaten, or they've speeded up a little bit, or they didn't stop at a railroad track, or they didn't stop at a stop sign. You can tell me all of this, but you can't tell me about all these perverts that's out here that's pulling out their private parts and jacking off on witness. You can't tell me none of that, but you can tell me what I'm doing. I'm the driver. And then you're gonna tell me that we're not stressed? Well, yeah, we're stressed. And when you come in the morning time and you pull me to the back and you say, well, we caught you on doing this on the bus, you was going 5 miles over the speed limit, so that's considered speeding. So I'm gonna have you wrote up, but if you come back here again, you're gonna be suspended. That's ridiculous. So now we gotta watch the camera, watch the streets, and watch the people that's on the bus. It makes no sense. That's the only concern I have. The insurance, you're gonna go up or you're not gonna go up. It doesn't, I mean, you know, we can sit here and argue and debate about it, but we're gonna do what they're gonna do anyway. But the fact of the matter of the criminals on these buses, that they play like they're not out there, they're out there and they're real. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cozart. Okay, the next speaker is Virginia Alexander Aracchio, followed by David Davis.
Good evening, Board. My reason for being here is that...
Would you state your address, please?
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. 8404 Forest Lane. My issue is you all are throwing 5-star customer service at us, but you're not giving us anything back. You're not even showing us 5-star customer service. You treat us like we're animals, and that's the way I feel. I'm having a problem with OU-UT weekend. It generates millions of dollars into Dallas, Fort Worth, and around the 13 or 14 sister cities. But yet and still, what y'all want to do, want us to work 14 to 15 hours on that Saturday, and then you turn around and give us a box lunch, and then we got to ask like 2-year-olds, a supervisor, can we go to the bathroom? That should not happen. All I'm asking for is for you all to find some money in the budget to put porta toilets, and I'm not talking about the ones that you can't go, you go in and you wash your hands. I'm talking about the ones you go in, 3 or 4 women can go in at one time, wash their hands, dry them, and get a paper towel. Put them at Victory Station, put them at Fair Park. At least give us a decent barbecue. We like to eat. I'm sick of this. Y'all need to do something about it.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Aracchio. We have David Davis, followed by Stephen Bennett. If I have to request attention again, I'm going to have to ask security to clear the room, and we'll call you in one at a time to speak. So if you would, please, let's get through this. Mr. Davis, please.
Good evening, Board. My address is 1600 Enchanted Lane. My concern is about the smart drive. I don't think it's fair about what you're doing with it. For one, not all the buses have it. Only half of your fleet have it. So only part of the drivers are getting penalized by this. And we're getting rolled up and suspended and things. I think that if you're gonna do something like this, put it on all the buses if you're gonna do it, and then penalize, give everybody a chance to work at it and not get penalized. It's very stressful out here. We worry about what's going on the road. We worry about what you're going to be called to the back for, and it's hard. It's hard. You don't know when it's going to come on you. And I've been driving for right at 24 years, and haven't had any problems with any of the passengers, anything like that. But this thing has caused a real rift It caused my health to get bad, and it needs to go away until we can get it better situated. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I think my mic is turned off. There we go. Thank you, Mr. Bennett. I need you to come back, though, and complete your card. You didn't put your address on here. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I am so sorry, Mr. Davis. When Mr. Bennett comes up, Stephen Bennett? Okay, I need you to complete your card. Okay. So next up is Regina Williams, followed by Sherilyn Samuels.
Good evening, Board. My name is Regina Williams. I live at 7228 Wilcox. I've been driving 17 years for DART, and I can say that this is pretty much the first time I've kind of been really stressed out behind driving, behind being under the wheel with cameras and trying to figure out if they're for my protection or if they are harassing me. And I have been in the back concerning the smart drive as well. But we have actually 4 routes that I connect with, and we did have a route that was connecting with the Social Security office. And right now we only have, this is at Redbird Mall, and it's discontinued those routes going to the Social Security office. We have a lot of complaints about that, those buses not contributing to that, the elderly getting to the Social Security office. We have minutes that we have on our designated routes, and we're pushed for time to make those connections and those routes times connect. So some of the routes have been chopped up to where we're being pushed to make connections with the trains early in the morning. And so we're all the time looking at these smart cameras to make sure we're stopping right and not throwing the passengers when we're driving. So we're just basically stressed out behind this smart camera. But if y'all can take a look at the routes with the Social Security office and as well as what we're discussing, I appreciate it.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Will you speak to Mr. Plesko?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Okay. Sherilyn, before you get started, we know who you are, and you know to fill this card out. Stephen Bennett, while Ms. Sherilyn is doing this. You need a pen. Stephen Bennett. Okay.
It's not going to take up, but oh, there you go.
Because I couldn't know. Thank you. And right after Mr. Bennett, please.
Good evening. My name is Stephen Bennett. I stay at 5715 Twining, Dallas, Texas, 75227. In actuality, we all have a little more concerns than we're ever going to be able to get out in this small meeting. But first of all, it's one that I think a lot of drivers are putting up with as far as morale, as far as we are as workers. We all try to stick together, but we have a lot of breaking points as far as support from management and other entities. So what we're looking for is somebody to at least every once in a while to come out to us and say that we're doing a great job, rather than to nitpick on small things such as what people are saying as far as the smart drive, your ghost riders, and the small complaints that sometimes, or 70% of the time, that aren't true, that are never checked into. It's pretty much just put into a folder and said, this is yours, they said it was you, enjoy it. The other thing is, as far as some of the management people here, I mean, I didn't come here as far as just as a typical job. I look at this as a career. I plan on being here as long as possible, as long as they allow me to. But as far as that goes, I also want to have the support, as I said before, from my management team at my facility. Not necessarily say, I know a lot of things that you get, like I've talked to some of the guys, one person here, I'm saying that if on your quarterly meetings when you come into the facility, if nothing else, can we have 10 minutes of your time when you're at our facility, so we can talk to you about what's going on in our facility. Because it's going to be watered down when it comes to you, as far as, like, for instance, this meeting now. All you're getting is bits and pieces. We never really get to talk intense on how we're feeling or what's going on with the situation. It's going to be watered down when it gets to you. It's going to be watered down when it gets back to us. So all we're asking is for a little support from you guys, as well as you want the support from us. You ask us for 5-star. As far as I'm concerned, I've been doing 5-star since I've been here. I support every customer the same. I look at it all of them as a family member, because you're trying to do the same thing I'm doing. You're trying to get to a job. You're trying to get to a family member. So we've been doing 5-star forever. But for you to actually think that we haven't and implement something to say, well, we want you to do 5-star customer service, you should do it this way. I think you all hired us for the simple point of getting 5-star customer service. So give us a little support. I guarantee you'll get it back. We want to smile just like you guys smile. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett. Ms. Sherilyn Samuel, please, and followed by Edward Stewart.
Sherilyn Samuel and I reside at 2225 Swansea in the great city of Dallas, Texas. I gave y'all a packet. That packet came from me. Page 1 is a supervisor report on an operator that went to relieve a coach, and the coach had body damage, and the radio did not work. The operator chose not to use her cell phone because DART has given her equipment that she's supposed to use. The second page is a supervisor report that I made up that a 5-star supervisor would have written. See, bus operators, supervisors, the bus operators are their customers. So when the supervisors don't take care of their customers, it's going to be very hard for the operator to take care of the public. The next page, this operator here picked up his cell phone and called because there was trouble on another bus and its radio didn't work. He even brought in his phone records to show that he was actually talking to dispatch. They told him, "Great job, you did well, but you're still getting rolled up." The next page is the article that was in the Dallas Morning News on 2 Sundays ago, talking about your new VP over finance, racial slurs. Now you just done told the public that you agree with them cussing us out, pulling their penises out on us, and all this stuff. We can't have that. In Ephesians chapter 6, starting at verse 5, it talks about the slave and its masters. Where in today's term, it's the employer and the employee. We are to obey whatever goes on with this company for its policy. And that's what we want to do. That's what we're going to always do. But if we're not getting the same respect that the Word of God say that we should get, we got favoritism. That's 5-star program, your CEOs, they can do whatever they want. Maurice Jones, CEO for 5-star. He didn't think nothing about me being out there. That operator was me. Out there 12 hours, no bathroom, thugs knocking and beating on doors. Okay. Now, 80% of us are good workers. 10%, we do what we do because we CEO for favoritism. The other 10% just don't give a crap. We need to start having something where we can speak to y'all more than just 3 minutes. As long as you tell us 3 minutes, we'll never get nothing solved.
Miss Sherilyn, do you visit with Mr. Newby?
No.
Will you do so tonight?
Only because you asked me to.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the next speaker is Edward Stewart, followed by Brenda Simpson.
Hello, I'm Edward Stewart. My address is 1511 Lakeside Drive, Glen Heights, Texas. And I'm up here for the drive cam. It's It's a tool that's proven to be stressful on an operator while he or she is operating the vehicle. The idea of continuously watching the camera to see if it's activated takes your focus off of what you're supposed to be doing. And yeah, I've been called back. I hadn't been written up yet, but the way it's going, my number's gonna come up. And the stress level with this is incredible. I have more operators that I know of that are at work now that can't attend this meeting. But this drive cam is very stressful. If someone installs something on your computers, every time you hit the backspace button, you're called up by your supervisor. How would that make you feel when you go to hit that backspace button? And that's the way we feel. I'm an extra board operator. I'm coming up on medical stuff because I'm stressed out. I'm on sick leave right now, taking 2 days. I've gone to the doctor, had stuff done, and first signs of ulcers are coming up. I'm 42. And just since the drive cam there, I can't talk to the passengers. They ask me a question. I say, I can't answer your question now, and they get offended. So the drive cam it's gonna create a high turnover ratio eventually. Eventually, it will.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. We hear you.
Okay.
Okay, did you have more you needed to say?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just taking a breath.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I've been here since 8 o'clock this morning, so I'm a bit tired too.
Yeah.
And so,
I'm an extra board operator.
You get $50.
and plus I get $50 for a day when I'm here. Y'all didn't know that, did you?
I'm an extra board operator.
Go ahead.
I've been
go
off
ahead,
Friday,
sir.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and I still have 92 hours. So being at work from 8 o'clock in the morning to now that's my average
For
day.
$50?
It doesn't matter. I know you get paid more than $50.
True.
So therefore, I'm gonna conclude that. Then I just the drive cam is very stressful. It's gonna amount to a lot of other medical issues for everybody else. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, next we have Brenda Simpson and then Mark Wilson, followed by Leon Horner and Kenneth Day. Eight, 10. I wish the more.
Good evening. My name is Brenda Simpson, and my concern has been I guess you call it the DART riders, taxi drivers that pick you up for the transit rides or whatever. And my concern is they pick me up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and they'll go across town and pick other riders up and pass up my job, where they say they have to pick me up at 6 for me to be able to get there by 7 o'clock. And after they take the other passengers to their destinations, then I say, well, why would you pass my job to go pick someone else up to get them somewhere else? And then he said they have to only drive the way that they're instructed to. Even though I'm picked up first, I'm delivered last to my job, which takes them most of the time an hour and a half to get me there. And I just want to see if there's something can be looked into about the way they're doing, because it's not fair to me, I don't feel, to ride around an hour and a half, even in the morning after they pick me up, and then they tell me in the evening, if I say, well, can you pick me up at 3 o'clock? They say they can't change your designated time to be picked up because it'll make them miss someone else. And I'm always ready, so it's just a concern.
Okay, Ms. Simpson, will you speak with Doug Douglas, please? He's standing right behind you. Thank you. Okay, next we have Mark Wilson, followed by Leon Hunter and Kenneth Day. Is Mark Wilson here? Okay, followed by Leon Hunter and Kenneth Day. Ooh.
Good evening. My name is Mark Wilson. I reside at 133 Quail Run, Seagoville, Texas. My concern today is about the buses and how they're breaking down. I work in the East Dallas Paint and Body Shop, and we have buses that come in that have been in accidents, and for whatever reason, we can't get parts for these buses. And we're actually rebuilding parts from scratch. And these parts, they're not the same as the manufacturer's parts. They don't have the same specs. And in my opinion, that's dangerous, because when we send a bus out and we had to rebuild parts and they fail and someone gets hurt behind that, that's gonna come back on the mechanic. And I've asked questions about why is it that we can't get parts for these new buses, and we've had these buses over a year now. I've been a paint and body mechanic for 28 years here. I've worked on just about every bus that have come through here, going all the way back to the 600s, all the way up to the present bus. We've never had a problem getting parts. We never had to fabricate parts the way that we fabricate parts today. I've asked management, what's the problem? Nobody can give me an answer. So I'm putting the question to you all to put the question to them, because the drivers are my customer. And when the bus fails, they look at me and ask me, why y'all can't keep our buses on the road? Well, the reason being is I got to rebuild a bus. And I just don't understand why we get these brand new buses with no parts for them. And I want to know, is there a solution for it? Because like I said, our drivers, they 5-star the public. Well, we 5-star operators, but if we don't have the parts to do our job, we can't help them do their job. So that's all I wanted to ask.
Mr. Wilson, have you ever visited with Mike Hubble?
Yes, I have.
Would you visit with him again tonight, please?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have Mr. Hunter. Is Leon Hunter? If you, Hunter? Okay, if you're here, and Kenneth Day, I know you're here, if you could start forward, and after Mr. Day, LaWanda Jackson.
My name is Leon Horner, live at 10628 Woodleaf Drive, Dallas, Texas. Okay. Leon Horner, live at 10628 Woodleaf Drive, Dallas, Texas. The reason I'm here, I'm being placed on workman's comp and taken off and put back on, so I don't even know if I even have a job here. So what happened is, in 2009, I had an accident in the snow on the Route 207 going to Rowlett. My bus hit ice and I went down the embankment, crossed over, knocked down the light post, injured my shoulder. Okay, I didn't seek workman's comp at that time. I chose to go another route because of a previous denial of workman's comp. Okay, so I went to my primary care physician, got treated. Okay, after 3 years later, I started having more problems with my shoulder. Okay, so I go in the office to fill out a pre-arranged form to try to get an MRI, what I had set up through my primary care physician and the VA. Okay, at that time I was told by DeMond Blanton and the station monitor supervisor at that time I could open up this workers' comp claim because it was supposed to be a 3-year period that you can go back and refile a claim with that same workers' comp injury. Okay, they sent me down this road, okay, and then I was unable to get workers' comp by Miss Sheila Fay influencing the doc's decision. And when he told me that the reason why I was denied because 3 physicals I'm supposed to have in the past 3 years. Okay, 2 of those physicals came because I had a trigger finger I had surgery on, and when I went out, I had one physical just before going out for the surgery. And after being out for 3 months, I had to come back and do another physical because I was out over 90 days. Okay, so that's how I got 3 physicals during that period. Okay, secondly, after not getting workers' comp and told by the workers' comp doctor that he was going to try to give me an MRI and give me light duty status, okay, I was unable to get that because Ms. Sheila Fay brought in medical evidence saying a DOT physical, you know. So at this time, I went through trying to get a non-work related injury because it couldn't help me doing workers' comp. And so now I'm supposed to be approved of that injury, which I didn't ask for. You know what I'm saying? So now I got to come and sign a statement canceling out what my manager, Mr. Tillman, when I went to my primary care physician, he put down for another workman's comp claim. Okay, now he made the error, so why can't he straighten it up? You know, I didn't ask for workman's comp. I'm going through my primary care physician. Okay, with still asking me, you know, for workman's comp, light duty. I'm still unable to get light duty for 2 weeks, using all of my vacation time and my sick time, and just to wait on light duty.
Thank you, Mr. Hunter. We have Kenneth Day next, followed by LaWanda Jackson.
Good evening, Madam Chair, DART board members, Mr. Oliver. My name is Kenneth Day. The mailing address is P.O. Box 710-232, Dallas, Texas 75371. Board, the message tonight is someone step up. Someone take charge. Stop the abuse of the use of the cameras. That's what we're asking. You got employees that cannot come to work, perform their jobs. Someone take charge. Stop the abuse with the use of the cameras. On the medical insurance, it's a problem. I'm not going to try to run down this long list, but there's a reason why medical has a cost tag. Employees are having to work 10, 12 hours a day, don't get to use the bathroom when they need to use the bathroom. They don't get lunch breaks. So that causes medical problems. Medical problems causes you to get medical treatment. Medical treatment costs. These are your employees. Take care of your employees. A lot of them have been long-term employees. 20, 30, 40 years. Just think of 20, 30 years of not being able to use the bathroom when you need to, or not getting a lunch break. Then the abuse of these cameras, you put the employees in the position to roll up on the stop sign. You don't give them a lunch break, then you want to penalize them. Tell your transportation department to stop, cut it out. These employees come here to perform a job. You got employees that have never been back in their manager's office. Now they're coming to work and being harassed because of these cameras. You create these working conditions. You use a program that cut a schedule, do not take into account of human performance. Don't take into account of traffic. It tells you how to get from A to B. And just human nature, instinct of these drivers They try to go out there and run their schedule, and you know that schedule is not attainable. You know it's not. But you want to charge them for every little thing that they do. Let's fix the problem. Somebody take charge. Tell your transportation department to stop. And another thing will fix some of these problems. You do not hold your staff accountable. This young lady was here, lady was talking earlier today about the treatment she received in that tunnel. I guarantee you, nobody's held accountable.
Mr. Day, do you have regular meetings with management here?
I don't have regular meetings. We do have meetings.
Okay, all righty. Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Day.
you.
The next speaker is LaWanda Jackson, followed by DeBoss Christian.
Good evening. I'm LaWanda Jackson, and I reside at 2229 Monrose. I'm here to talk about a problem that I went through at Northwest with a manager. This manager has basically just did me wrong, talked down on me, called me a big whale, told me my hair need to be did, you know, told me my lips belong where my rear end need to be. This is a manager that has gotten his car, a brand new car, and rode it on the property, lost control, and tore up Doris' property. Had that car hit the tanks out there, it'd kill everybody out there. This is an ongoing situation with this man that I've been going through since last November, a case that's still open, and I don't understand why it's open, and he's done all this, you know, what he did. He's got 2 young ladies to harass me. One walked in front of my car, tried to make me hit her. They done got together and filed, and, you know, downtown, basically, you know, saw that they were lying one-on-one even on the property. And I don't understand why he have the right to keep giving authorities to people, writing them up, still in this position. I don't understand why he have the right to do anything he want to do. I have gone in there and talked to the senior manager. He told me, you basically taking everything personal. That let me know it's time to walk up out of here. I left on the markup, and I'm here to say, you know, this needs to be taken care of. I'm not here to disrespect anybody. My name is not Big Whale. My name is LaWanda. Thank you.
Ms. Jackson, will you please visit with Michael Muhammad?
I went all the way up to the 3rd floor. It's over with.
Will you do it tonight?
No.
Okay, well, there's nothing else I can do. The next speaker is DeBoss Christian, followed by Tammy Greenberg and William Saunders.
Good evening. My name again is DeBoss Christian in Dallas, Texas. It's mind-boggling to see that we come in here to ask for something that should be given to us. We talk about the 5-star, and there's no way you can implement it. If you're going to start with 5-star, start with the employees first. They are the heart and soul of this company. Last time I checked, we the reason every position in DART was created, consistent of what the operators do. We get done most by 6 o'clock in the morning. Then most people get done all day, but we don't complain. You bring in brand new buses that stay on workout. You bring in brand new buses and you put old equipment in the buses. If it didn't work in the old equipment, what makes you think it's going to work in the new ones? What kind of decisions are we making? We're talking about the firebox. When you got passengers getting on and the firebox don't work and they asking about this 5-star service, when you got passengers going to the transit and they can't get day passes out of the dispense, and they're talking about 5-star service. What is it going to take for you to realize we the #1 company in the world today on light rail? That speaks volumes for itself. We number 5, number 6 in the world on the operation side, on the bus side, for what we do. But we don't complain. Why do you? We look at the issues that we got with Smart Drive, And when you brought them in, you said yourself that it was going to be used for training and retraining purposes. But yet everybody is getting charged behind it. Now you got management trying to play police. Well, if management going to play police, what are the police going to do? What are they here for? See, you're getting charged incomplete and speeding because a few months ago, it was all in the newspaper, it was all on TV, that the passengers had issues with being late. So when you got employees, when you calling them back, talking about they got 50, 60 complaints behind being late, and now all of a sudden they're doing what you want them to do to get your passengers from point A to point B in a timely manner, and yet you want to charge them. What do you want us to do? I mean, my thing is, we come to work just like you go to work. We want to provide for our kids just like you provide for your kids.
I'm sorry, Mr. DeBoss, your time's up. The next speaker is Tammy Greenberg, followed by William Saunders.
Tammy Greenberg, 1111 South Acker Street, Unit 209, Dallas, Texas, 75215. I'm here for a concerned citizen for DART. I take DART 365 days a week. I know some of these bus drivers. I want to say thank you. I have a very concerned situation at City Place. I've called Complaint Center, I've called Maintenance Department, I've called everybody I could think of. The PA system that you guys put in all the train stations, how many cars are going to be there? 1 car, 2 cars? That has not been working since last June. You can go to my reports, a response center. I call you guys every 6 weeks. I'm here for the ADA people, the special needs adults. Your elevator at City Place was out. They left the hole out. There was a cone. A blind guy with his dog, a CI dog, he could have fall inside that hole. I had to scream at him, don't go near there. It's open, the hole is open. All your escalators were down, and that's been down for, it was a miracle this weekend, everything was working. Almost like it's a miracle. But this guy had to go down with his CI dog down those stairs, a City Place. Security cameras needs to be inside those elevators. People go to the bathroom inside those elevators. Homeless people. It stinks. The 26 bus, people say, oh yeah, you need to, I'm not sure what the smart cameras, but you know what? What I'm hearing, I should be getting protected by some of these people. I live downtown at Cedar Station. I've gone everywhere. And the 26 bus does not meet in the morning. I have to walk downtown. If I can't get that 7:57 a.m. bus, or the 808 bus doesn't get there on time, I have to walk downtown to get my 8:30 bus for the 39 at Oklahoma Cedar Springs. And also, you need to put your DART alert buses on alert, not only the trains. When you have a delay for buses, I have alert for every single thing. You need to start putting alerts for buses also. Thank you.
Ms. Greenberg, before you leave, will you visit with Mike Hubble, please? He's in the back. Okay. The next speaker is William Saunders. It might be Sanders. I'm sorry, Mr. Sanders.
That's all right.
Okay.
That's all right. Greetings. My name is William Sanders, Jr. I reside at 3016 Beaudry Avenue, Dallas, Texas, 75216. My telephone number is 214-374-0496. Madam Chair, I thank God in the name of Jesus that He allows me to still be under the canopy of grace and mercy. And my heart goes out to you for these long hours that you have to deal with here. I understand that. And I see the woods dark and deep, but I have promises to keep. For I have miles to travel before I sleep, because I hear the people as they weep. For they have heard that a whole is equal to the sum of its parts. They are only asking that they receive those parts that are due them. As I sat there and listened to what had been said, my heart began to bleed. For I have gone through some of these turmoils. Now, I am one that will stand firm and say that I realize that we have to have rules and regulations to get the job done. However, we also must have a way to deal with our people. These are warm-blooded individuals doing a job according to specs. If they weren't doing it according to specs, they wouldn't be here in the first place. Or your employment division is off limits or off whatever. Now, that being said, at any time, I would like to sit with any, all, whomever who makes the policies, the ones that enforce the policies. Why? Somebody is saying right now, who does he think he is? Well, I am William Sanders Jr. I told you that when I got up here. And I only want answers. I desire answers. And I think you are knowledgeable enough that that request, and I make that request with due respect. Don't think that because, and I get loud, I'm from the country, I get loud. I'm used to calling the hogs and the cows, so I get loud. Thank you.
Mr. Sanders, you're our last speaker today, and you have been an inspiration to me. I needed that, so thank you. And before you leave, I want you to speak with Mike Hubble. Is he still in? Okay, is Michael Muhammad here? Okay, Mike, will you speak with Mr. Michael Muhammad, please?
Yes,
but you're an inspiration. I appreciate you. That is our last speaker for the day, and that concludes our agenda. Thank you very much for coming.
This is William, hopefully your favorite videographer. We love comments. If you don't like the way Dart is handling things, lay it out for everyone to see. If you like or hate this video, tell us. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, tell us. We love it when you call.